This is Jerry with Jerry's Retirement Wisdom. You'll recall that a while back I posted a video which I entitled How to Make a Poor Man's Pole Anchor. And what I did is I took some electrical boxes and conduit fittings, and along with ordering an 8-foot fiberglass pole with a point handle on it, we were able to come up with what I called the Poor Man's Pole Anchor. Well, one of my subscribers wrote in the comments that his concern was that if we're running a fiberglass pole up and down through this electrical fitting, that eventually we're going to scratch that fiberglass. We're going to end up with fiberglass splinters in our hands. So my first thought was, we'll just wrap some tape around the pole where it makes contact with the box most of the time, and that'll fix the problem. But it really didn't set well with me because I was concerned that in a water environment the tape will eventually soak loose, or it'll wear off as the boat floats up and down on that pole, and it'll go back to scratching the fiberglass, and that's not the intent. So I got to thinking about it. These conduit fittings were actually for 1-inch thin wall conduit pipe. And you'll recall that we took the set screws out, and I said I would set them aside, and maybe I'd come up with a use for them at some point. So I got to thinking, I can take a 3/4 inch piece of PVC pipe, Schedule 40, and you'll notice that it slides pretty snugly over our fiberglass pole. So I'm going to use this kind of like a bushing. I'm going to cut a piece and I'm going to slide it down in here, and then I'm going to use my set screws that I saved, and I can fasten that in place and it won't come out. And what that'll do for me is that over time a fiberglass pole can slide up and down inside that PVC lining, and it works almost like a bushing for our electrical box configuration that we've used. So the first thing we need to do is measure this, and I think what we'll do is we'll leave a little space at the top and bottom, so it's looking to me like we need about a 10-inch piece of 3/4 inch PVC Schedule 40. We'll cut that and slide that in there, and that'll make a nice improvement to our poor man's pole anchor, and we'll get rid of that concern that we might get fiberglass splinters somewhere down the road. So stick around and we'll see how it turns out. Okay, we're going to mark our piece of PVC pipe at 10 inches. On our workbench here, we'll use our vise to hold that pipe steady. I like to use this Japanese saw. It has a real fine curve and very sharp teeth, and it makes a nice straight cut because it has a wider blade than a hacksaw blade. So we're going to use that to cut off our 10-inch piece of PVC, and it'll make short work of this. The thing to know about a Japanese saw is that it actually cuts on the pull, which is the opposite of the way our saws work. So there we have a nice clean cut. Well, we've cut our 10-inch piece of PVC pipe, and we're just going to slide it down in here. And it's surprising how snug a fit it is already. Leave a bit stick out top and bottom. And then I've got these set screws that I saved from when we did our initial build. I'm just going to put those in here and tighten them down on that tubing, although it seems pretty snug as it is. And that'll just make sure that our PVC doesn't come out of there if it bumps something. So there we have our 3/4 inch PVC pipe bushing in place. And all we need to do now is try it out with our long pole. And to do that, we'll need to slide the boat outside. So we're going to do that next. We've got our PVC bushing in place. All we need to do now is see how it works with our pole. Well, that makes for a nice snug fit. And I think that's really going to save our fiberglass from getting all scratched up and cause us to end up with fiberglass splinters, which if anybody's had one, they know that that's an unpleasant experience. This has been Jerry with Jerry's Retirement Wisdom. If you like our videos, be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll keep those videos coming. We'll see you next time.